From Wall Street to Main Street to help small business owners have the same capital as corporate America and give them the same resources as a larger company. We cover business funding, business credit, scaling, business consulting, and much more. Check out the website at shieldadvisorygroup.com. Welcome to the show, The Liquid Lunch Project.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Liquid Lunch Project. I am Matthew R. Meehan alongside my partner, the Professor Luigi Rosabianca. What's on tap today, Lou?
Matthew, today we are going to learn a tool and a skill set that no small business owner in America can go without. And to walk us through the importance of Google Business Profiles is the illustrious Marilyn Jenkins. Marilyn Jenkins is the founder of MJ Media Group, as well as the Law Marketing Zone. Ms. Jenkins, welcome to the podcast, and walk the audience through the ins and outs and the importance of a Google Business Profile, please.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. I enjoy listening to you guys' show. The Google Business Profile is absolutely imperative for every local business. It is a free directory that Google has set up, and a lot of people recognize it or remember it as Google My Business. It's actually now been named Google Business Profile. It's like the 8th iteration of the original Google Places. And you look at the search engine when you do a search for anything local, or someone's out walking around, they do a search. The first 3 things that come up are ads. The next 3 things are a map. That map is populated with Google Business Profiles. So if you have your Google Business Profile, say you're a local plumber or perhaps a local bakery or pizza place or whatever, you need to have your Google Business Profile updated with everything: your name, address, phone number, connect your website. You can do a chat. There's lots of things you can do, even your hours of operation, photos, videos, any of that kind of thing. So you can kind of think about it as a little website that Google really wants you to keep adding to, so that they know that you're an active business and they will send you traffic.
So I have a couple questions about that. So Google My Business, right? We know how important it is from our space, because a lot of lenders and banks that we work with, it's the first thing that they do is they actually Google your business, right? And you want them to get the information from you instead of reading it somewhere else. So if it pops up right away, it's a plus, right, for them.
Right.
Now there's banks that won't do business if you don't have that out there, right? My question is, I know it works very well locally, but how does it work for larger national companies or companies that are smaller but do business from Maine to California?
It's not as important. That's my opinion, and that's the reigning opinion of a lot of marketers, because Google My Business or Google Business Profile, as it's called now, is designed for local users. When you're out, say with your phone, or someone's walking around and looking for a dry cleaner or whatever, when they look for that, Google's going to give them everything within 1 or 2 miles of their location. Okay. So if you do business, like say a digital marketing agency, I do business nationwide. So it doesn't do me any good to have one in Houston, Texas, because, it just doesn't work that way. And because I wouldn't keep it updated, I wouldn't, there's just all these things that people just are not looking for a local digital agency. That's not how that works. So if you're nationwide, it's a little bit different. But if you're local, it is absolutely imperative. You want your customers to be able to find you. You want them to exude that you care about their experience with you. It's not just a place to store reviews. And that's what a lot of small businesses think that is. It's just a place to get reviews. And it's so much more.
So what are some of the most important aspects of the Google Business Profile?
One of the most important, I know, we're so used to GMB, right? Yeah. One of the most important aspects is getting your name correct. I've seen listings where it said like Joe's Plumbing and Drain in this city. That's not the name of your business. And Google will actually not give you the correct rating for that. So your name should be the name of your company, and it should be exactly the same on your website. Your address needs to be exactly the same everywhere you put it, and your phone number. Those are the 3 most important things. If you are open for business, your hours of operation should always be up to date, especially if you're in, like, say, a holiday period of time where some days you'll be closed or shorter hours. Always make sure that's up to date, because recently Google's added a little recently updated date. So if you're looking for, say, a pizza place, and there's 3 nearby, and you're looking and you see, oh, well, Maryland's Pizza Place just updated their hours yesterday or just did an update. You're going to check that one because that business is interested in keeping up, making sure you have current and real information. And Google also will give that more credit because it's engagement. And again, engagement, think about social media. They want people to be engaged. They want to have the best user experience on Google. And by you providing more information, you provide a better user experience.
Yeah, I mean the first thing I do, especially if it's a Sunday and it's early or on the weekend, is actually go to Google and see, is it open? Is it open today? And the last thing you want to do is jump in your car, drive somewhere, and not have it open, and then it's going to look bad on the business either way, right?
Exactly.
Because they didn't update it, and it's actually pretty easy to do because I know they send it for us for that Shield Advisory Group all the time. It's like, are you open today, Thanksgiving? Are you open this day, right? So how much
Exactly.
time should somebody actually spend on creating this profile? Should they hire somebody? Is it really technically challenging?
It is not technically challenging. To claim your Google business profile, you simply go to google.com/business or just Google your business name. If it comes up, claim this listing. Okay. That's the first thing you want to do. Once you claim it, you then have to verify it. Now, there's several ways of verifying. It used to be they'd send you a postcard with a verification code on it. There's several ways of doing it now, including video. So you choose whatever they've offered you and you verify it. Now it's yours. Now sit down for, say, 30, 45 minutes. It doesn't take long. Put in your name, address, phone number, connect your website, and there's a link. There's a little form in the back in the manager listing. Just fill out every box that you possibly can, right? And then upload photos, like say the front of your business, you and your team. If you're a plumber or something, you and your team in front of your trucks. Any of these things that gets your image across. And then what you want to do is once a week, spend 10 minutes and update something. Reply to a review. Add a Q&A because there's a question and answer section there. You also want to add products or services so that you can add unlimited products and services. And each one of those could have a video, an image. And then on top of that, you can do posts. So periodically you can write articles. So if you're doing blogging on your website, take that blog and put it on your Google business profile. So there's so many things that you can do to continue adding information. And I suggest my clients or the purchaser of the book to spend 10 minutes a week and update something, reply to a review, do something once a week.
Okay, so now that your data is accurate on that search engine, how do you optimize that search engine? How important is SEO to take that business's online footprint to the next level?
Well, clearly you could do citations to it, which means backlinks, right? But if you want to stay within the Google business profile, what you want to do is any posts, any service descriptions, any replies to reviews, use your keywords. You know, thank you so much for visiting Marilyn's Italian Restaurant and city name, right? I mean, those kinds of things. Don't make it spammy, but include the keywords that you want to be known for. And the categories is a massively important thing, that you have a selection of categories that are predetermined. You just choose them. So assume I'm a family law attorney, but I prefer to deal with divorces. So maybe my very first category I'm going to say is divorce attorney. Then the next one might be family law. Then, so you down like that. So when it comes to like plumbing, HVAC, you know, all of those things, choose your categories in order of your preference. And that tells Google who you are more relevant for, which search you're relevant for.
So we had a client one time a few years back that actually had multiple Google My Business profiles. Not sure how he did it, but he actually the whole state of Florida, every city he had an office in somehow.
Well, it was, you know, a lot of home services guys did that. I just say guys, I mean, but home services did that.
Yeah.
They'd have an aunt in the town next door, and they'd have an uncle or a cousin. And so they'd say, let me use your address and send you a postcard. So now they have all of these, and many became dormant because they didn't update them, or they're just irrelevant. When you finally focus down and decide, okay, this is a really important thing for my business. I need to pick this one. And then what you need to do is either go have them combined or delete those, you know, but you need to have one unless you actually have an address in each location. If they're fake addresses, yeah, it's not gonna help you.
So
So
I have a couple questions about something that you said recently. You said the word citation and backlinks. Can you explain to the audience what exactly you meant by that and what that is, if they're not familiar?
yeah, so in the olden days of SEO, everybody would go and buy a link on any old website that points back to your website, right? It wasn't relevant, and most of them weren't relevant, and it was very not good. What Google looks at when you think about citations is how many places are you listed in? So think directories, right? So you've got Yelp, you've got every industry has their own, right? Like lawyers have different lawyer.com and any of those types of things. Home services, you've got Angie's List, you've got those things. So those are types of citations. So you want to take the exact same name, address, and phone number, no changes. If you spelled out sweet in your address, spell out sweet everywhere, not STE. Don't mix them up. Take the exact same data, list in every industry standard directory that you possibly can, city directories, anything that lists local businesses, list in every one of those. You want to put your name, address, phone number, website, and a description of what you do. And Google is going to see all of those that are identical, NAP, and they're going to give you more weight. That is your citations. That is optimization off of Google.
Wow. I can't stress how important that is just for, Google business profile, but also we see it all the time on lending applications. People come in and they send us an address that doesn't match up to their tax returns because they forgot to change it and it's not on their business credit report or their personal reports. So it's definitely one of those things you need to cross your T's and dot your I's and make sure, everything's all aligned properly.
Correct. I mean, and if you say you wanted to put a keyword in your business name, you can't list your name that's not the legal name of your business. However, you can buy a DBA, right? That's simple to do in the US. Go file a DBA, doing business as Marilyn's Italian Restaurant. Whatever it happens to be. If your name is, MJ Media Group, that doesn't tell anybody what it is. So I'll DBA, I'm an Italian restaurant. So, I mean, you can do that, but it needs to be real. It can't be just made up stuff.
Lou, do you remember back in the yellow pages, you would turn and look for Chinese food and it all said #1 Chinese kitchen, #1 Chinese kitchen, A+ plumbing, A++ plumbing. So they got the first listing.
It was AA plumbing and AAA plumbing and Advar.
I actually had a client that was 4A pest control, A pest control.
Why would you name the company that? So I showed up first.
Exactly.
Hey, Marilyn, Matt's onto something. I mean, the Yellow Pages had a monopoly probably for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Will this Google business search and the Google game go on forever? I mean, who is the successor to Google?
Well, do you go to the ypages.com to look up anything anymore?
No.
Where do you go when you're looking for something?
Google.
Exactly. What's their market share?
92%.
Indeed. And they're consistently growing. They're adding features. I mean, just over the course, like I said, I think it's maybe 8 iterations of the Google Places to become where we are, where it went from just like the Yellow Pages to now everything you can get involved with your client or your potential clients directly through your Google business profile. At this point, it's like asking who's the next one from, who's going to take over Facebook's market share? TikTok. But who's next? Who knows? I mean, but Google has a firm grip on the internet. And, the second largest search engine is YouTube. And who owns YouTube? Google.
So for small businesses, double down on Google.
Exactly.
I think it's important to note the fact that people should actually go and put their blogs and not just update, but put as much information as you possibly can about your company into Google, because the landscape's actually changing. The way we search today is not going to be the way we search in 10 years with AI in place. So if you can help Google learn more about your company, they're going to feed your company to more people. So help them do the work to promote you more.
Exactly. I mean, think about if you've done searches for any information lately, you probably experienced the 0-click search that Google is doing now. So if I went and said, how do I blah, 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 and there is a video on YouTube that explains and answers that, not only will Google give me that video as the first result in my search results, they will timestamp it where my question is answered. Now that is impressive. So if you've got all these questions, so
Can you
everybody
go back
has.
for what do you mean timestamp it? Oh, timestamp it in the video. So just
Yeah,
click
so
that
so when you
portion.
hit play, it
Okay.
starts right there. I mean, it's like you don't have to play the whole video. They've already got it there, and you hit play, and there's your answer. Now
Yeah,
that is incredible.
we had another guest on here who was helping everybody and telling them that they should go on there and answer all these questions via YouTube, so they show up that way as well. So I mean, doing the Google My Business profile and that is just gonna, have more of an audience for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously talking about the blog post going to the post section, exactly, because your blog posts or any kind of article you're writing, even for the local paper, the Chamber of Commerce, it's going to be somewhat keyword driven because it's talking about you and your business. Repurpose that. We're not saying go out and write all new blog posts or write all new stuff to go on Google Business Profile. Look at what you've already written. If it talks about your business, put it there. Also, every business in the world has the same questions almost every client asks, right? The top 3 questions. Put that in your Q&A. And then if something else comes up, there's so many little places in your Google Business Profile that you can take, like I said, 5-10 minutes a week and do one more thing. Google sees that you update every week. Now, if you've got, like I said earlier, if you've got 3 businesses that are competing and only one of them is really keeping, and they're close enough to be in the same map, only one is updating all the time, who do you think is going to get number 1 spot? It's not always the most reviews anymore.
Now, Marilyn, you've been a busy bee. You just recently published the Google Business Profile Training Guide. I mean, that sounds like a book every business owner should have on his library. What was the brainchild behind the book?
Well, my company, MJ Media Group and Law Marketing Zone, I do an omnipresence type system for our clients as far as SEO, social media, and paid ads. And I noticed that a lot of local businesses are not quite to the point of hiring a marketing agency or doing paid ads, but they also weren't as aware of how important their Google Business Profile is. And most of them was still thinking it was Google My Business and just a place to get reviews. So I thought, okay, this is so huge for a small business or a local business. I'm just going to write it and put it out there. Get the book, do it. And it'll take you step by step, claiming, verifying, optimizing, all the little pieces we've talked about. And then if you don't have time, get the book. If you don't have time, the next step is SOPs. I have 35 standard operating procedures with pictures, instructions, click here, go here, do that. You can take that and hand it off to a team member and know it's handled correctly. It's such an important part of business these days, the Google Business Profile. You have to find time.
I love it. And we all know reviews can be great, but sometimes they're really hard to get. So how do you help your clients go out and engage their clients to actually get them to write a review?
Well, number one is it needs to be part of your business. It needs to be, if you have a process of how you do business, right? Everybody has a process, whether you're plumbing, restaurant, store, whatever, you have a process. Part of your process needs to be asking for reviews. Now, one of the things that we do is we can help our clients by getting a QR code that goes directly to, when you go to write a review, a window pops up, you choose your stars. We give them a QR code that goes to that pop-up window. We don't want someone that's ready to leave a review having to go find, where's that write a review button? Nope, boom, take a picture, here it is, right? So simple as having a QR code laminated at your point of sale, on your receipts, or in, if you're a restaurant and you have that little folder that you give the check in, have it in there. Make it easy, make it part of your process. Everyone you do business with should give you a review. Not everybody's going to, but you should ask everyone. Now, for those of you that don't have at least 10 reviews, I would suggest that you talk to your clients and your service providers and other people that you do business with. The reviews don't say they have to be customers, but you need to get at least 10 so that you're showing some traction. Now, I want to caveat that. Do not ask 20 people today to leave you a review, okay? Because what's going to happen is Google's going to say, wait a minute, you just got 15 reviews in 2 hours and you haven't had a review in 6 months. They're going to gate those, right? So that's why I tell all my clients, make it a process. It's part of your process. You ask for a review. Then they will naturally come in.
Mr. and Mrs. Google are that smart where they can gauge if you're flooding the review market?
Well, true. I mean, look at all the people that would buy reviews. So you'd hire somebody in India or China or whatever, and they'd bring in and make 50 Gmail accounts and I'll leave you a review. that Gmail account has no traction, no age, it's never left a review, and all of a sudden they leave a review for, a bakery in Middle America. Okay,
You
that's
know,
not odd.
it's also a really good business strategy for everybody listening to is whoever you do business with, go out and leave them a review because they're going to read it. Or whoever you want to do business with. If you want to do business with somebody and you're in sales and you want to go leave the company a review because they're going
That's
to
a great
read it,
tip.
right?
That's true.
So,
That's true.
I think reviews are huge, but there's that other side to the reviews, right? When those bad reviews come in, and in business, it's going to happen. Whether you did
It
your
is.
best or you dropped the ball, you're going to get bad reviews from time to time, and it's going to fumble your reputation. So what are some tricks or some hacks or some things that we can do to either prevent that or make the situation better?
Okay. First off, I would say don't strive for 5.0. I would rather go to a business that has more reviews and it's 4.7 than someone that has just 2 or 3 and they're a 5.0.
Agreed.
Larger pool of data, right? So the thing is you want to reply to every single review, good or bad. What you're saying in your reviews shows your personality, and it shows your future clients and the customers that are searching for you that you care, right? So say someone gave you a 1-star review and they've never been to your business. You have no idea who these people are. Perhaps it's competition. Perhaps it's somebody that really did have a bad experience and they just left it on the wrong business. Who knows? Reply and explain. If you did have a bad day or one of your teammates had a bad day and you deserved a bad review, explain professionally that you've taken steps, you apologize, and all, whatever, but be professional. And remember, this is what I do. If I'm looking for somebody, a business or maybe something on Amazon, and I see they've got a bunch of 1-star, mostly 5 stars, but you've got some ones, I'm going to go read those ones because I want to see how the company replied, because some of them are bogus, but you can be snarky, you can be rude, but if you want my business, I'm going to need to see that you care about the situation. And I don't mean groveling, just be professional about it. Yes, we dropped the ball. We've taken care of that. So this won't happen again. Different types of things like that. Make your voice come through in how you're replying to reviews and thank the good ones.
Yeah, I do the same exact thing. I go and I want to see exactly how they responded. Because look, we're in business. Mistakes happen. We're people. We're human beings, right?
Nobody
And
walks on water. That's why 4.7, 4.8 is fine.
exactly. So what happens when, and I've seen this happen before, what happens when one of your competitors gets on there and starts writing a lot of bad reviews? Are there actions you can take with Google to take them down?
You can review. It's difficult, but if you can prove that this is actually not valid and that it is competition, there are real people in support of the Google Business Profile.
Wait,
So
you mean you can actually contact somebody there on the phone?
it's not easy. It is not easy, but it can be done. But yeah, you can. It's not like Yelp refuses to take down reviews. And even if you make a big stink, it's hard, but you can get some of the fake ones brought down. But on Google, yeah, you just appeal. And then we've had exactly that happen to a friend of mine. And they asked all of us to go in and report it. And whenever you report them, they are looked at.
Awesome. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on the socials and find your book?
Oh, yes, of course. The best way to reach me is on LinkedIn. I'm Marilyn Jenkins. I'm also Law Marketing Zone on Facebook. And you can get my book at maximizeyourgbp.com. And it's the Google Business Profile Training Guide. And it'll walk you through step by step with screenshots and everything, how to take care of your Google Business Profile and be found in the map pack.
What was that last word? The
map pack.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
Google Maps. They call it the map pack because there's 3 in there.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this right now. Things are changing. There's a lot of banter out there about TikTok being banned. You have some billionaires putting together some consortiums to try to buy them. Facebook's moving in different directions. LinkedIn looks like it's ticking up. What do you see as the most relevant social media platform these days?
For business to business, it's going to be LinkedIn. They've just got that foothold, and they're rolling in new features and that sort of thing. Sales Navigator's getting better. They're putting some AI stuff in there. But with their LinkedIn lives and that sort of thing, I think if you're business to business, that's certainly something you want to focus on. Facebook is getting, I think, is going to be here. I don't think, TikTok is too much of a different platform. So as a business, I think you need to keep that Facebook page and keep it updated, just like your Google business profile. And Instagram, I don't think Instagram is not really, I don't see that much as a business builder unless you're an influence in fashion or something like that. But as far as businesses go, people will look on Facebook for you if you're a local business, just to see if you're keeping up, if you're relevant, what's going on in your business or whatever. And then, of course, if the best thing is, I know it's not a social platform, but it certainly acts like it, your Google business profile. Be engaged. Just update it once a week. Take 10 minutes, put it on your calendar. Just an absolutely must have 10 minutes that's got to be done every week. Yeah, you will get money from it.
We have to get our team to get back on that, Lou. I think we've been dropping the ball a little bit with that. And LinkedIn too, we haven't been doing much on, but we do a lot of business on Facebook though. Because at the end of the day, we feel like people just do business with who they know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
And the more you can show them different sides of your personality, and not just business all the time, but you're actually a real human, right?
Yes.
Not a bot. You have a life, you have a family, and you have kids. When you do drop that ball, they're a little bit more patient with you. Right?
Yes. And that's one thing that, doing an intro video is fabulous. That could be one of the things you put on your Google business profile. That's in your voice, talking to your person, this potential client, looking at your phone, and introduce yourself, what you do, how to reach you. Be a person. You've made that listing into a personal post now. But
I like that. I like that idea a lot. That's one I never even thought of.
Yes.
So where do you see this going right now with the advancements in AI and all these changes coming on?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know that there's enough information to make really a decision, but I do know that when ChatGPT came out, everybody was using it to write books or articles or whatever, and thousands of websites went up with thousands of blog posts that were all AI written. They were booted out of Google about 3 weeks ago. So,
oh, wow.
If you're using AI to write your blogs, fine. Edit it, make it sound real. And I even saw a prompt not too long ago that had 121 words for ChatGPT to not use because it's not used in language anymore. But ChatGPT will use it. So, if you're using AI for your website or anything like that, make sure you read through it, because a lot of it is not that great. But I think AI is here to stay. I think we're just going to learn easier and better ways to use it, so it doesn't sound like a robot's talking to you. But wouldn't build a website with it because it's never going to rank.
Marilyn, thank you so much for being here. We want to be respectful of your time. I have one question before I let you run. So you're basically in Spain right now. You had told us. What is your favorite city in Spain?
Probably San Sebastian.
It's one of my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, the food, the people, the sea. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Marilyn, thank you so much. Everybody, that's a wrap at the Liquid Lunch Project. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the show. And make sure you subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. We'll see you on the next episode of the Liquid Lunch Project.